Hey, Joe.
Well, good morning, everyone. Good to see you guys. We're going to jump in today on some objection handling. Thanks to Adria. Was that Adria? Who wanted to do this? I forget who it was. Somebody was like, oh, well, a bunch of you guys had some troublesome objections, right? And it's no secret. Objection is like the number one enemy of the realtor, right? And I'll tell you guys, I have a lot of experience with this. I started making cold calls in 2014 or 2015 or something like that. And, one thing I'll say to you guys, if anybody's thinking about getting on the phone or taking calls or talking to anyone, like you're going to get beat on rebuttals. You're going to get beat on objections. They're going to say something to you that you just don't have the answer for. I'm going to give you a couple hacks, a couple tricks. We're going to go over some of these things. The number one hack is just follow the script. Follow the script and do not get beat by it. Excuse me. Yeah, and that's it. I just remember I was talking about like I used to prospect for listings. That's what I did every morning for 3 hours. Just got in the office by myself and just made calls. And I remember the first rebuttal I got beat on was my cousin's a realtor, and I remember being like stuck, like as if they had like. I play video games with my son. There's like the Super Mario Brothers thing where you like throw fireballs, they turn into like they freeze. Like the enemy like freezes. So like I froze. I was like, I'm like, hey, I saw your house came off the market. I'm just calling to see if you were still looking to sell it. They're like, yeah, my cousin's a realtor. I was like, okay, bye. Like that, and that the way that it made me feel. How did that make you feel? Crappy, right? Do you want to feel crappy again? No. What are we gonna do about it? We're gonna learn how to beat the rebuttal. And then I got into these mastermind groups and things like that of people around the country who like did the same thing, and we all had like a group chat where we would like share our rebuttals, right? Or once a week we would get on the phone and be like, we would write all of our rebuttals down, the rebuttals that we got beat on. Does that make sense? Like if we got beat on something, we would write it down and then we would just talk about it, right? So in our organization and in our culture, like our Slack channel, like our offer advice channel is a perfect example, right? When you guys get beat or like when you guys run into a roadblock, you got to look around the room. There's a bunch of people here that are willing to help you. I'm one of them, right? Lauren's one of them, Gil's one of them. So like if you get beat, and I said this to someone yesterday, in our organization, we encourage failing. Failing is the most important thing that you can do, right? Call it failing forward, right? So like I want to see you fall on your face. We want the skin knees, the stepping on the ladder and missing the first rung. Like that's going to happen, right? And the faster we can get that, like Lauren's been with me long enough, Gil, Sam, these guys, they've seen me make a lot of mistakes, right? And they're not really mistakes sometimes. It might just be like turning in the wrong direction. And it's like, all right, this is the wrong way. Let's go the other way. So I want to give you guys, there's one thing you take out of this call. I want you to have full permission to fuck it up, right? Like you're allowed to make mistakes, right? And the only way you're going to get there is by doing that. So when you take the calls and when you pick up the phone and you make the call, or you pick up the phone and you take the call and there's a result. The results are either like positive or negative. Like, oh, I got beat, or they told me that they hate realtors and FSBO's rule and their cousin's a realtor or whatever. It's like, cool. That's awesome. That's great. Cause now we have something to work on, right? Life's boring if we don't have something to work on, like if we're not working on ourselves. So that's where we're at. I'm psyched to dive into this. Some housekeeping stuff, guys. I know we talked about this, or Lauren brought it up. Everyone that's new to the team and new to Zillow, if you guys want to go to a restaurant or something, or go visit, like you guys want to go visit somewhere in France, do you guys like Google it? Raise a hand if someone would like Google it, right? You're going to Portugal, Lauren, right? One day, did you Google it? You're going to Algarve? Where are you going, right? If you call them and ask them to go list their house, or if you get on the phone with these people from like Zillow or like realtor.com or OpCity, do you think they like type your name in the internet and try and find out about you? Someone do this if you think that might be true, right? Like it could be true, right? I think it could be true, right? But what be like, Ethan Hines, who is this guy? Like and you know what? Do you guys know what the Google for real estate is?
Zillow?
I can't. Yeah, correct. Zillow. Yeah. So if you go to our team page now, we just added like a ton of teammates, right? Like it says like no reviews, no reviews, no reviews, no reviews, no reviews, no reviews. Like it just looks like we went and kidnapped a bunch of realtors, right? And we brought them over and we put them in this like cage that's our Zillow profile. And it doesn't look awesome, right? So this I had whatever, man. Like a long time ago, I was like, every single sale, I'm going to get a review on Zillow. I thought it would be important one day, right? We've got 250 reviews on Zillow, and guess what? It turns out it's really important. We just scored a massive channel partner that gives listing leads. Sam Marks has a listing appointment this Saturday, and it's based on the number of reviews that you have on Zillow and the number of reviews you have on Google. We just took a listing last week from the same source, right? So just like Amazon, you guys, if you go to Amazon, there's 2 brooms to buy, and one of them's got 5 stars, one of them's got 4 stars, and they're like 50 cents difference. Which one are we buying? Yeah.
5 stars.
So, yeah. And if you want Zillow to like give you leads and things like this, like that's it. So guys, with that being said, that's the why, right? We always talk about the why, and then we talk about the what. So here's the thing. Lauren was nice enough to create something for you. Lauren, what do we call that? Like a JPEG, an instructional like JPEG on like how to send out. So for your reviews, there is a specific link that you can text message to people that is specific for you. Lauren was nice enough. It's in the university. It's in Slack. It's going to show you exactly how to do it, right? And I put a video. There's a lot of stuff that gets caught up in Slack or whatever, but like Sam Marks is a fucking genius, dude. He's like, yeah, I was like at this barbecue with all my friends, and I just took my phone out and I just went to each person and I made them write a review. And then I went to the next person, and next day he had like 10 reviews and whatever. It's that simple, right? So here's how it looks, guys. Anyone can review you. If you've ever given advice about real estate, if you've ever like walked past real estate, if you've ever said the word real estate to someone, they can review you. Does that make sense? Like if your mom's like, oh, you got your real estate license, how's the market? And be like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Mom, how was my advice? Can you please write me a review? And you're absolutely out of your mind if you don't think as soon as I got my real estate license, that's the first thing that I did, right? Lauren, we have like 100. What on Google was it 120 reviews, 130 reviews?
We have 130.
Okay, that happened in like 12 months, and it was because Lauren and I were very purposeful about it. Is that right, Lauren? Yeah.
Yes.
You guys think it makes a difference when people Google us? Yeah, 100%. We like went back, called like everyone I was running into, like my barber, dude, write a review. Okay, does that all make sense? Does everyone get it? Super important. Cool. Now we're gonna jump in. I wanted to, first of all, I'm going to play a couple phone calls, right? I wanted to shout out Chris Torres, dude. Chris took his first call on Zillow Flex, and it was pretty much a perfect call. I love it, man. Chris, I've been using this call on my trainings. Hope that's okay with you. I've been lighting it up. And what I love about Chris's call is Chris just follows the script. You know, I know I'm a broken record, but like if it just works, right? And so what I love about Chris, how long have you had your license?
Since mid-March.
Since mid-March. Okay, so not very long, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, so Chris has an advantage over anyone that has had a license. He doesn't know what he doesn't know, so he just does it, right? He just follows the script. So this listing came up, and there was actually a bunch of things wrong with this listing. It was like a coming soon listing. Like you couldn't show it for like a week out. It's like an estate that like needs like, it actually needs like a form signed, like a hold harmless form signed to get it. Like all this craziness. But Chris didn't know, and he didn't give a shit because he just followed the script, right? Like he did not go off script. Like there's so many things that could have went sideways on this call, and he just didn't. He just set the appointment, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and play this call. Give me 1 second, you guys. Chris, tell him your secret weapon, dude. How'd you nail it?
Literally just read off the paper. Just read the script word for word, basically.
Perfect. Cool. All right, I'm gonna play this call. Let me know if you guys can hear it. Give me a thumbs up, please.
Hi there, Alec here. I'm connecting you to a local agent now. Hello?
you?
How you doing? This is Chris Torres with Zillow and the Joe Oz Group. I saw that you highlighted 413 Indiana Avenue in Long Branch.
Yes, thank you.
When would you like to take a look at
When is it available for showing?
that? Whenever. I mean, I'm 24/7, so today, tomorrow. Are you a morning, evening, afternoon person?
I mean, would tomorrow afternoon be okay?
Sure. What time were you thinking? 2 o'clock?
What time? Can we come around 4 or 5? I work until about 3, so.
Yeah. So you want to do 5 o'clock just to be on the safe side?
Yes, please.
Okay, no problem. And quick question: were there any other houses in the area that you looked at that you may have liked?
No, this is, we're just starting to look right now. So this is the first property that I'd like to look at.
Okay, cool. And what was it about this house that you liked?
The area is particularly good for us. We're local in Long Branch, so we're looking to stay in this area.
Okay.
And I do like that there is a basement and 2-car garage. That's something, yeah, it's close to the beach. Definitely something we're interested in.
Okay, I hear that. Yeah. All right.
We're just pregnant now. We're starting a family, so I'm looking to be in an area too where there's, decent schools, and this definitely looks like a good area to raise a family.
Okay, great. And just so I'm moving at your pace, do you have a definitive date that you want to be in a home by, or are you flexible?
Yeah, we're pretty flexible. We're currently renting right now, but there's options to get out of the lease, so we're not really worried about. Yeah.
Great. All right, good to know. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. Right after this call, I'm going to text you all my contact information, so you can reach me if you have any additional questions or anything. I'm also going to confirm our appointment with the seller. We said 5 o'clock tomorrow, right?
Yes, please.
All right, and if it's okay with you, I'm going to search for a few more places in that area that may have a similar, fit your criteria. How that sound?
I mean, honestly, the price is great too. If there's a similar price point, if there's anything else lined up like that,
Sure.
we'd love to take a look.
Okay, great. So if I see anything else, I'll add that to the tour, and we can check that stuff out tomorrow. And just so you know, Zillow's going to be contacting you in the next 24 hours about the service that we provide during this call. Is there anything else I can do to earn a 5-star rating from you?
No, thank you so much for your.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Again, my name is Christopher Torres, and I'll be in touch with you shortly.
Perfect. So we can meet there at 5 o'clock tomorrow?
5 o'clock tomorrow it is.
Great. Thank you.
No problem.
Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Can you guys let's give Chris some feedback here. Any feedback from anyone?
Right on point. He said everything along the script, and it was like smooth transitions into everything.
Yeah, it's crazy when you follow the script. It's just easy, right? Like, it's so funny because when we try to make it our own or get creative, and I still do this, you guys. I took a lead the other day, and I set the appointment, and then I tried to sell them. I'm like, yeah, we sell about 100 houses a year. Like, and I'm like, what am I doing? And I'm in this thing 15 years. See, Chris has an advantage over me because I'm a legacy realtor. I've had a license for a while, right? If you're new, you are so lucky because you just get to like do it the new way, right? Anyway, did Chris control that conversation?
100%.
Was
He
it
was asking questions.
Yeah, 100%. Did he ever have to like was he in control, or did he ever have to react at all?
Mm-mm.
No, not at all.
No hiccups at all.
Did the customer like Chris, do you think?
Yeah, he was confident.
Did she say thank you to Chris?
Yeah.
How many times? Did anyone count?
3 or 4, maybe.
4 times she thanked him. 4 times on that call. In 3 minutes and 4 times she said thank you to him, right? Thank you. Oh my goodness, thank you. Does that sound like someone that's just looking for help and somewhere to start? And like do you think maybe she talked to like 2 ding dongs before that on the internet, or 10 ding dongs before that, and then got to Chris, was like, holy shit, this guy, he's got it all sorted. He's got all the answers. And he hasn't got all the answers. He called me. He didn't know what was going on. That's his first call. He's got his license a month ago. The guy's like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, all right, we'll figure it out. Is that house available for showing? What did he say?
Yes.
Anytime. I'm 24/7 with this thing. I know he wrote that down during training. He goes, I'm 24/7 with this thing. Are you morning, afternoon, or evening person? Dude, he nailed it, right? Like that house was not available to be seen until Friday. But what happens is we set the appointment. We just got to nail them down, right? Like, it's like, I don't know, man. It's like bringing it back to base, you know? Like, I don't know, like, hey, wait here, you know? It's like hunter-gatherer shit. I'm gonna go get more. I don't know. That's it. So just set the appointment where a lot of people are having trouble. Guys, whatever the person says, if it's a call from the internet, from like realtor.com or Zillow or whatever comes out of the person's mouth is like what they saw on Zillow, right? So just say yes. Like, oh, is this a for sale by owner? We had
Yes.
two people this week. Well, I can check. If you have to check, it's over, right? If you have to check, it's over. It's over, right? Let me explain everyone the process. And I have to apologize because I don't feel like sometimes when we go through our onboardings, I don't know if I explain the process as well as I can. So I'm going to do it again now, if that's okay with you guys. The consumer clicks a button to talk to someone, right? An employee from Zillow calls them, says, hey, Mary, Joe Oz, I work with Zillow. I'm going to ask you 2 questions. Do you want to go see 123 Banana Street? Number 2, are you available right now to be connected with our agent in that area that's going to get you in there? Radical. I'm going to connect you. Then a recording called Alex connects you, and then boom, there's you. So you're the third person, right? And in this age of like, what funnel am I being put in? Where am I going? What's this corporation doing to me? You see where I'm going? So right here, if you sound right here, they're already suspect. They're like, where the fuck am I going, Zillow? Dude, what am I? I talked to this guy. Now some guy named Alex is connecting me to some other ding dong. You know, who's Ethan, right? Like they're confused. So if you do not sound competent, they're going to run, dude. They already have they already have 1 foot out the door. Like, what's going on here? So when you're like, what the answer is yes, you guys. Is the house? Hey, hey, I saw the house is on fire. Can I go see it? Oh, the house on fire? Yeah, of course, dude. The house is always on fire. Let's go check it out. Hey, what's up?
My quick question is when they ask you, because I heard it in some recorded ones, are you the listing agent? And the person said yes, but you're not. So what if it comes up later down the line when they ask you a question and you say, well, let me contact the listing agent. I'm not sure. I'll get back to you to confirm, like say something's not in the agent notes or the disclosure, not, whatever. So then you're like lying to them. Okay.
First of all, the script is, are you the listing agent? Yes, the listing agent is my colleague. It's my job to get you into that property. Okay. Let's go ahead and do it at 2:30. What's better for you, 2:30 or 3:30?
Yeah.
You see how I just took, are you the listing agent? The reason why we feel uncomfortable is because we're not in control. Guys, who's in control of the conversation?
The person asking the questions.
Correct. So you have to be the person asking the questions, right? So we say yes. And again, I'll go back to this, guys. EXP was trying to recruit, Dave Gagnon from EXP was trying to recruit me in 2015. He did so well that I got on a plane and I flew to Austin. I met with him and Gene Frederick to open up New Jersey. I decided not to do it. There was no agents in New Jersey. It was not a broker. I went all the way to Texas. This guy recruited the shit out of me, right? And I had a lot of conversations with this dude, right? And real smart guy. Whenever I asked him a question, he just said the word yes. This is sales acumen, guys, right? This is high level shit, right? I'd be like, hey man, so how do I bring my team over to EXP? Yes. So you're wondering how to bring the team over, is that right? Yeah. It just made me feel better about my question. Does that make sense? I'd be like, all right, cool. Do you guys don't have an office? You guys have no offices at EXP? Yes. So what if I'm hearing you correctly, you're interested in an office, correct? Cool. Well, actually we have Regis offices and blah, blah, blah. We're going to have a broker office for you and blah, blah, blah. See how that works? Are you the listing agent? Yes. Listing agent is my colleague. I'm aligned with them. My job's to get you on the property. Write this down. That's exactly why Zillow connected us. We're not lying, guys. We're not lying, but I'm going to toe this line. We're in sales. Okay. This is not a nonprofit. Dude, this shit is war for me because I'm very competitive. I want to win, right? And guess what? Zillow Zillow has a gun at our back, right? Like I meet with them every week. We go over every single analytic, every single number, and they don't care what happens. If we convert, we get to grow, we get more connections, and that's it. You know, if we don't, then we don't. Is that fair, Adrian? That's the higher level part of it, right? Now let's and we're gonna get to that, right? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play another call. That was a really good call. Hey, guys, hey everybody, give Chris a little golf clap, right? That was awesome, Chris. Good job. Let me know if you guys can hear this. This is a not so good call that I'd love for everyone to hear. You guys may have already heard this one, but I'm gonna go through it real quick.
Thank you.
Hello.
You guys can hear that?
Hello, this is Alan Reister speaking.
Hi, Alan. This is Laura Graves. How are you this morning?
Fine, and you?
Good, good. So I understand that you are inquiring about a property on Alcott.
Right, 5103 Alcott.
Okay. Just getting my computer geared up here. What can I tell you about it, Alan?
Well, I found your listing through Zillow and saw the the photographs and so forth, and saw the price and so forth. And I do know the neighborhood because I already own 4 properties in that neighborhood, and I am interested in this one, and I would like to have a
4 properties. This guy sound like a player, you guys?
showing, please.
Okay, let me, I am having a little bit of difficulty finding that for you.
Okay, you want to call me back after you find it?
Yes, would that be possible? And I'd be happy to show it to you. What's a good phone number for you?
The one you called me at?
Well, I didn't call you. You called in and they.
No, I
passed it
did
to
not.
me.
I did not call in. You know, I'm afraid it seems like you don't know what you're doing, and that scares me in a real estate transaction at $600,000. I think maybe if you're wasting my time by calling me. I submitted my request through your website as requested with all of the information, and now you're calling me. You tell me your computer is not up and going yet. You're telling me you didn't even know what the address was. You're telling me, I just don't feel comfortable dealing with incompetence.
Well, I'm sorry, Alan. I've been in this business for 15 years, and I do want to, represent
I'm sorry
you in the
that
best
someone
way
with-
possible.
Well, I'm sorry that someone with 15 years in experience would not be prepared to talk about the property when calling me. You said that you did not call me. You most certainly did, because I gave my phone number on the website as requested. I was texting back and forth with you, and then you asked if you could call me within 10 minutes. I said yes, that would be fine. And
Oh,
here you
Alan,
have
I
called
think
me.
what happened, I think there's a misunderstanding. You may have been talking to our concierge department, because this is the first that I've had contact with you. And I do see they sent me your phone number now. Is it 214-215-9308?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
But you know what? I think we're done, because I have a
Okay.
very sour taste in my mouth about this, and I don't like your system. I find it unfriendly. I find it, unprepared, and I think we're done. Goodbye.
Was that call reactive or proactive?
Oof, that was rough.
That was a dead one. That guy sounded like money, and she let him go.
It's Alan Rister. It's a famous phone call in the Zillow trainings. It's like that dude went and bought 3. He found the listing agent and bought 3 more houses that year through the listing agent. Hey guys, so yeah, do you guys want to sound like that, or do you guys want to sound like Chris Torres?
Yes.
Cool.
Oh
All right,
my
awesome.
God.
I'm going to teach you guys how to sound like Chris Torres. I taught Chris Torres how to sound like Chris Torres. He just followed the model. But what happens is let's get back to objections, right? what happens is we hear things come out of people's mouths and we don't know how to react. We don't know what the answer is, or we don't know how to react, and we get scared or whatever. And so you just have to have confidence, right? Now, let me share my screen. Give me a second here, please. Cool. All right. Can you see my screen where it says objection handling?
Yes.
Cool. All right, cool. Does anyone know what the ART framework is? This is the #1 hack for any rebuttal that you cannot respond to. It's super easy. Someone read what that says. What does ART stand for?
Acknowledge, respond, transition.
Cool. Read the we read underneath acknowledge, respond, and transition.
Acknowledge is paraphrase the objection. This shows you're listening. Respond is state the reason why the phone call should be continued. And transition is immediately transition back into the conversation by asking a question.
Adria, give me an example of that.
When someone says, are you the listing agent? You're going to say, oh, yeah, you acknowledge them the question, and then when you would say, yes, my colleague and I, and then you say, when do you want to go see it? You transition right back into another question.
Perfect. 100%.
Or
Okay.
what time it works for you, whatever.
100%. That's great. So it's just a structure. It's just a structure, right? So anything that comes at, so excuse me. I'm getting over a cold. Please excuse me. Getting over bronchitis. I roll my eyes like that because it was brutal. But anyway, I didn't know when you had children that you were just gonna be sick all the time. Like I didn't know, like it wasn't in like the handbook. Like, oh, you're just gonna be sick for the rest of your life. When I was taught this, it was called confirm and redirect, right? So give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys. Thanks, I had to blow my nose. Lauren taught me to excuse myself on Zooms when I did that. Thank you, Lauren. Just makes me better, that's why I love her. So anyway, you guys can hear me, correct? We're back. All right, so I learned this was called confirm and redirect, right? And what I learned was if anything comes at you that you don't have the answer for, you can just acknowledge, and by acknowledging it, you're just saying what they said back to you, right? And then you can just transition, right? So you'd be like, hey, when did you want to go see that house? Well, you know what? I have work until like 5 p.m. today. Great. So you have work until 5 p.m. How does tomorrow at 2, 3, or 4 work? Or like, I use funny jokes like, hey, I need a house that has a blue roof. Awesome. Cool. So if I'm hearing you correctly, you need a house that has a blue roof. Is that right? Cool. Just bring it back to the script. Does that make sense, guys? Just set the appointment, right? By setting the appointment, you're just going to nail that person down. Okay. The second we sound unsure, it's just not going to work, right? So whatever they say, is that house a for sale by owner? Cool, absolutely. That house, you saw the house online that was a for sale by owner? Yeah, perfect. Yes, it's my job to show that property. I'm aligned. You know how I just said, are you the listing agent? Yes, I'm aligned with the seller. It's my job to get you in there. Listing agent is my colleague. That's exactly why Zillow connected us. I'm going to go ahead and get you in there. Is this house a FSBO? Is this house a FSBO? 100%. I'm aligned with the seller. It's my job to show this house. That's exactly why Zillow connected us. I'm gonna go ahead and get us in there. Does that make sense? You're the resource and you're confident. That's it. And my cousin's a realtor. Cool. I'm hearing you correctly. Your cousin's a realtor. Awesome. Cool. Now, again, dude, I used to prospect for listings, right? That fell off the market, right? In a buyer's market. And I would say, cool, I saw your house came off the market. I was just calling to see if you were still interested in selling that property. And they'd be like, yeah. And I'd be like, cool, I'd love to come over and take a look at it. I have a couple other listings coming up in the market. I had all these things I'd say, and they'd be like, well, my cousin's a realtor. And I'd be like, all right, awesome, cool. So if I'm hearing you correctly, your cousin has a real estate license. Yes. Awesome, cool. Did you still want to sell this house? See what I did? So she took me off track. I just put myself right back on track. If you guys can get this, you're good. Like you're good. The car came off the track. I'm going to put it right back on, right? I'm going to get back control of the conversation. What can someone, I'm going to ask a question. If someone can give me the answer, I would be psyched. Like, tell me what you think. If I try to respond about her cousin, who's a realtor, and talk about that, what do you think is going to come out of my mouth? Good stuff or bad stuff?
Bad.
Yeah. What would your rebuttal be? Oh, well, you know, there's rebuttals for this, you guys. They're fucking horrible. Well, you know, we're working with family. Have you ever had a falling out with your family? Wouldn't it be a good idea I know all the rebuttals, right? Wouldn't it be a good idea to interview a third party just to see how I can get the job done? Like, no, but I do know that if I fucking go to the house, and by the way, their cousin is probably the one that listed the house before and it didn't sell. Does that make sense?
Yes.
They said their cousins are, and remember the things that come out of people's mouths. Do you ever go somewhere and do something or whatever, and you're super nervous and you're asking dumb questions, and then you look at the person in charge, you're like, you know what, I'm sorry, I'll just wait and follow direct. Like people do that at the airport constantly, right? They freak out, their heads fall off at the airport, and really, like, you just have to go through the process. Shit, man, I see it all the time on the airplane. People are like, no, the service cart is here. We're not going to the bathroom right now. Seatbelt sign's on. Like people's heads just fall off. They don't know what to do. So, all right, cool. Does everybody understand the ART framework?
Yes.
Cool. I am going to play another call. So we have someone in our organization. I'm gonna see if she's still on this call. She hopped off. Yo, Danielle. Danielle is great at this. And so she doesn't even, sometimes she doesn't even acknowledge it. She just stays on the script. Well, you know how she does this? When they say something crazy, and you're gonna hear this woman's like, I have a realtor. I got to bring my dogs with me. She talks about the quote unquote, like the Indian person from Zillow who connected me. She says all this wild stuff. And Danielle just doesn't even acknowledge. She's like, cool, great. She just says, cool, great. So here's the car on the track. The lady takes it off the track. She said, cool, great. Puts it back on. Oh, there's Danielle. So she puts it back on the track, right? And so she just goes and goes and goes. And at the end of the thing, she sets the appointment. So I'm going to play this call because this is like in my, like, I've been using it on trainings and it's like one of my like favorite calls. I'm going to play it real quick.
Hi there, Alex here. I'm connecting you to a local agent now.
Hi, Patricia.
Hi, how are you? Who am I speaking with?
This is Danielle Petrostelli with the Joe Oz Real Estate Group. I saw you highlighted 107 Chesterfield Lane in Toms River on Zillow.com.
Yes.
When would you like to see that?
Do you have anything available tomorrow?
I will check into that.
Okay.
What time works for you?
I have somebody coming to my house at 1:30, so I have to be out of here by 1. So if you have anything like that around 1:30, 2 o'clock?
Yes. What other properties would you like to see while we're together?
Well, for tomorrow, just that one, because again, unfortunately, I have to have bring my dogs with me and leave them in the car because I have to get them out of the house when somebody's looking at my house.
Okay,
So
wonderful.
tomorrow,
I'll go ahead and set that up. While I set that up, let me ask, what did you love about this house?
the 2-car garage.
Great. We can definitely find you a home with a 2-car garage. So I'm just moving at your pace. Do you have a defined time you need to be in your new home, or are you flexible?
No, we're a little bit flexible because again, ours is on the market. So I don't know. We just just did the reduction on our house. So as of right now, it hasn't sold yet. So I'll have to see. I'm figuring probably in like 2 months. I don't know how long closings and all that stuff takes.
Okay, I'm going to just recap the next steps. Right after this call, I'm going to send you a text with my phone number so you know how to reach me. I'm going to get back in touch with you in about a half hour to confirm our appointment. I just need to coordinate it with the seller. And I'm going to pull up other homes that meet your criteria, and I'll bring them with me to the showing. How does that sound?
That sounds great. I appreciate that.
Okay, just so you know, in about 24 hours, Zillow is going to reach out to ask about the type of service I just provided to you on this call. Is there anything I could do to make this a 5-star experience for you?
No, you did. I was confused when the guy called me first from Zillow. So it was like, I guess, an Indian guy.
You hear that? People get confused by the connection, right? So you have to be confident when it gets to you, or they're going to bail.
Right. And he started asking me, are you interested in buying? And I'm like, who are you? I'm like, why are you asking me this?
I've never done this before, so this is all new to me.
Okay,
Right.
perfect. I will go over all that with you. And again, my
Okay.
name is Danielle. I'm a premier agent on the Joe Oz Real Estate Group, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Same here, okay? I can't wait.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, thank you.
Okay, okay.
Okay, bye-bye. All right, tomorrow, what?
2 minutes and 37 seconds. And dude, she's like a surgeon, dude, in and out, right? Guys, give some feedback on that, man. How did that versus the Alan Rister call? Give me some feedback. Let's give Danielle some feedback.
There was something that I noticed in Chris's voice and Danielle's voice. They both were very confident. The pitch of their tone, they're happy. You know, people can hear that and they love that. Their energy is high. I love it.
Thank you, Sarah. Hell yeah. It's Sarah, my favorite person. Thank you. Hell yeah. What else, guys? Anyone else notice anything about that call? That was awesome.
She handled the call. She was in control of everything. Even when the woman was asking questions, she just pivoted and responded and transitioned right into getting the appointment set.
That's awesome. Thank you. Does the consumer sound confused or scared or emotional?
A little confused, yeah.
Yeah.
About like her, she didn't even know. She's like, I don't even know about this process, like even about her own house.
I've never done this
Maybe
before,
her
right?
agent really is not in control of the situation, maybe.
So, dude, there were several rebuttals that came in that like someone that's just not following the script or just not following the process would just go sideways, right? Like she said, I'm gonna bring my dogs with me. I have someone looking at my house. Dude, 9 out of 10 legacy realtors would just be like, they have a realtor. I'm not gonna waste my time. Dude, legacy realtors, they throw so many deals away because I don't know why, because they're dummies, right? Ours is on the market. We did a reduction. She talked about the connection from Zillow and how she doesn't understand who's who, right? When she said, I don't know who this is. I didn't understand the connection. I talked to someone. He asked me if I want to sell my house. Does anyone remember what Danielle said right there?
She was just like, okay, cool. I'll talk to you about that in person or whatever, and kept going.
She-
And I was like,
Hell
"That's
She
yeah.
awesome."
said, like, I'll go over that with you or something, right?
Yeah.
Dude, she goes,
Yeah.
great. We'll talk about that when we're together. Amazing, dude. Like you're not gonna like, you're like, hey, you know what, lady? I'm not gonna let you set this call on fire. I'm killing it. I will see you tomorrow. I'll figure it out then. Cool. And then did that person thank her?
Yes.
Yeah, she said, I appreciate what you did.
She sounded very satisfied.
Yeah,
At the end of
she
the
even was
call.
like, I'm so looking forward to it.
Yeah.
100%, dude. So, and that's it, man. Like that's it. So now let's go. So Danielle didn't even confirm and redirect, right? Like you can do something like that's what worked for me, right? But like Chris and Danielle, they just stayed on the script. When the car came off the track, they just put it right back on. Like they were like, no. You know, Dikembe Mutombo, like, no. Just like bringing it back. Like you're not, it's a beautiful thing, man. I love it. Like if I could put these calls like on my shelf, I like would. They're like absolutely beautiful. And let me see, let me go back here.
Oh, sure.
Cool. So you guys can, if you want to, wait, what? If you guys want to, there's the confirming and redirect, right? If someone says something wild to you and you need a moment to think, that's what worked for me. I just repeated it back to them and then I just redirect it, right? I was like, oh, cool. So if I'm hearing you correctly, you have to bring all of your dogs to the showing. All right, great. House tomorrow at 1. Oh, if I'm hearing you correctly, you have your house listed. Cool. That's what worked for me. I'm listening to these guys. That's really what you should do. You should just like not even like, okay, great. They just said, okay, great. And then anything that's wild, right? Like, hey, we'll talk about that. Well, hey, let me get this. Hey, everyone's write this down. That's a great house. Everyone's calling in on it. If you need to get off the phone, that creates the urgency. Hey, that's a great house. Everyone's calling in on it. Let me go ahead and get this appointment secured and we can talk about all that when we're together. And I'm going to bring all that information with me. The more time you have on the phone, the more time you have to just like light yourself on fire, right? You're in and you're out. And again, that script is like perfectly, it's written perfectly to like do the job, right? So now, cool. These are the top rebuttals as per Zillow. I I never hear this one. I thought I was going to talk to Alex. I never hear anyone say it. Like, oh, is this, well, actually, like, whatever. It kind of happened. Like the woman was talking to Danielle, like, oh, I don't know who connected me, blah, blah, blah. Be like, oh, this is a great, no problem. I partner with Alex at Zillow, and my name is Joe. I'm your Zillow Premier agent. I'm here to help you find the next step, blah, 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 blah. I see you're interested in 123 Banana Street. That's a great home. When do you want to go see it? It's the same thing over and over. I don't care if they say, I want to talk to Alex. I don't care if they want to say they want to talk to Mickey Mouse. It's the same. Oh, cool. You want to talk to Mickey Mouse? Great. We'll handle that as soon as we get to the property, blah, 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 blah. When do you want to go see it? All you got to do is set the appointment, right? If you set the appointment, and here's the thing, the script is an anchor. If you do not nail the script, you'll notice is what's the next step after you set the appointment? What's the next step in the funnel?
Calling the listing.
Confirm it.
So in the funnel, we're going to set an appointment. Then we have to do what with that client? We have to meet them, right?
Oh, yeah.
If we do not nail the script, a lot of times they don't show up. So this is like an anchor. If we sound awesome here, right? And remember, just pretend they just got done talking to 20 ding dong realtors and they finally found the awesome one that actually has their head on, and they're going to come and meet you. Are you the listing agent? Oh my God, Zillow's saying this is the number 2 rebuttal, right? Zillow wants you to say, no, I'm not the listing agent. Do I have permission to be direct with you guys here and coach with you guys? So, you guys know Cristiano's from Launch Flex, right? I work with him on the West Coast with this program. I work with him. We're going to be launching this program in different parts of the country, right? This training program with Zillow. Do you guys think that human beings in different parts of the world respond differently and act differently and say different things and have different cultures? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Can someone guess where, like, no, I'm not the listing agent, where that might work, where people are like passive and don't want to hurt your feelings and everyone's nice on the surface? It's Orange County, right? Everyone's surface, nobody wants to hurt anyone's feelings. There's really no substance, right? So they'll be like, if you say, no, I'm not the listing agent, the reason why your call came to me specifically, they'll still probably set an appointment with you. In Jersey, when you say, no, I'm not the listing agent, what do you think?
Click.
They're a ghost.
Go fuck yourself. Whatever. I love New Jersey. I love my New Jersey people, but they're just I am fucking New Jersey, dude. Dude, just give it to me straight. When I got to California, I had a nervous breakdown 10 times the first year. I'm like, what? All you people are I could not handle these people. Anyway, so the rebuttal I gave you guys is works in New Jersey. That makes sense, right?
Yes.
It's not going to work. And the listing agent is your colleague, guys. So in real estate school, in Weichert Real Estate School, they say that the MLS is the inventory that keeps all of the, MLS is a database that keeps all of the inventory. So all of the colleagues together in the MLS can sell the available inventory, right? It's true. So that's it. Are you the listing agent? Yes, I'm aligned with the listing agent. They're my colleague. And listen, I'm quick with it. I know what I'm saying, right? I'm not letting you beat me, right? Yeah, my job is to get you in there. Well, and if they it's an awesome house. Everyone's calling in on that one. Let me make sure I can get us in there today. Did you want to go today or tomorrow? By the way, everything's shifting to teams, right? The team lead. I have a listing right now. I have a 2-family listing in Asbury Park. Do you think anybody can get to me or talk to me? Or do you think I'm going to show it to anyone? No, I'm not going to show it to anyone ever. I'm not going to ever show that house. Does that make sense? That's where it's going. Do you think Dekansky is showing his house? No, that's where this is going. Brett Sikora, Dan Beer, Kyle Whistle. Their signs are the real estate team is becoming the new brokerage. Does that make sense, guys? Everyone knows the brokerages are dead. There's no value at them. Nobody cares about you. So now everyone's joining teams, and it's a team lead's name. So you're not meeting the listing agent. I'm sorry. Good luck. Cool. I have an agent that's been showing me homes. Danielle just kind of taught us that rebuttal, right? She's like, cool, I'll see you tomorrow. Right? There doesn't even need to be a rebuttal. Let's see here. Just to go through it, that's awesome. Here's what Zillow says to say. That's awesome. Congrats on taking the first step on home ownership. The good news is Zillow has vetted. Dude, when I start saying this shit, feel like I sound like a salesperson. I don't want to do it, right? Cool, you're working with a realtor. That's awesome. Sam Marks just did a call like this. He's like, great, that's cool, awesome. My job's to get you into that property. How's tomorrow at 2? You might go there and they might have a realtor and by the way, if they have a realtor and they're calling you, if they're calling Zillow, do you think their realtor is awesome? Do you think they're like in relationship?
No.
No, right? By the way, Danielle, correct me if I'm wrong. That call we just took, that was you put that person on. You're working with that person, right? That was a buyer, and you put them under contract.
We're done. We're closing next Friday.
Tell the team like what happened. Like you went and met the person. They had a realtor.
So I went and met her the next day. She had a realtor that listed her house that she was not happy with, that she was actually contemplating. We're talking about pulling it and giving me the listing, but she wind up the next day, she got an offer. They just accepted it because they just wanted out of the house and to be done. And she never even told the other realtor that she was working with me. We went out maybe about 3 or 4 times, put 2 different offers in, got this one, and we're closing next Friday.
Good job, Danielle. That's
and
awesome.
She already referred me to 2 other people that I've spoken with.
Dude, don't sleep on that, guys. That's the beauty of these things, right? In our organization, we pay, on team leads, there's a lower split. On sphere leads, there's a higher split, right? And so what happens is by working this lead, right, you get to have a sphere, you get to build your book, and then they refer you out. If you do a good job and you're awesome. Danielle's closing strangers from the internet and then converting them into like her friends, her database, her sphere, and then she's turning those all your people. If you do the right thing, they should have babies, right? Your deals should have babies, right? Does that make sense? So your deal should have another deal, and your deal should have another deal if you're doing the right thing, right?
Absolutely. And her listing agent totally did her wrong with everything, with her moving date. They had in the notes that it was contingent on finding another property. And then when they signed the deal, they told her she has to be out June 17th. So I had to tell her how to get around that and to contact her attorney and how to rebuttal against her own agent. Her agent flipped the script and was working for the buyer, not even her. And she wasn't even the buyer's agent as well. All she wanted to do was close the deal. Did not care about her client at all.
Yeah, Danielle, is it easy to list and sell houses right now?
No.
No, listing houses. Like, are houses kind of easy to sell?
Sell, yes, if you have the communication and the right drive, but the listings are hard to get.
When it came, no, I mean, like, is it harder to find a house for someone than to sell a house for someone?
Is it harder to find a house? Yeah, because there's not much inventory.
Yeah, it just sounds to me like that realtor didn't want to do the work, right? Like she just wanted to sell a house and get a commission. Now,
yeah.
If you guys can see the big picture here, based on what Danielle just said, right? If someone is calling Zillow and looking for advice, direction, do you think that do you think they're having a good experience?
No.
No. And is this an opportunity for us to does anyone here get fulfilled when they help other people?
Yes.
Raise your hand.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's the highest form of living, just so you know, right? I don't want to get all Gita on you guys, right? But like in this life, the highest form of living is if we can help others, right? If we can be in service to other people, right? That's how I feel, right? And hopefully that's how you feel too. I saw a bunch of hands here. And so for me, money's cool and all this other stuff. It's awesome. But I realized that due to like my God-given talents, I'm going to be financially okay and all these other things. And when it comes time to like help people, that's where I feel fulfilled. Me here helping you guys, this is my vehicle for helping others, right? Or one of them, I should say. So if you can come from contribution, right? Seek to understand rather than to be understood, you're going to be good. These people are looking for help. Just shut up and listen. Shut up and listen and go meet them. Hug them. Don't hug them. That's weird. But you get it, right? Like do a thing. Just be like, give the positive vibes, right? That's all. All right, cool.
Joe, I have a comment.
Sure.
So Danielle didn't get the listing because that lady already had to move and she already was under contract. But that client, she will refer her to all of her friends and family.
Isn't that true, right? That's true. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to pull something up so I can find something. And then I'm just gonna go back to this thing, man, which I think is really awesome. So this is Zillow's, this is the bridge. So if you ever hear me talk about the bridge, right? So Zillow's, their mission statement is to give people the power to unlock life's next chapter, right? And this is the bridge, man. People are trying to come up. On one side of the bridge is, I don't know, not owning a home. And the other side is owning a home, right? And underneath the bridge is like hope, pressure, safety, cost. These are all like the bad things, like financing, paperwork, doubt, uncertainty. This is like under the bridge here is like what they're going through, right? And all we need to do is just like find them on the side of the bridge, grab their hand and walk them over here, man. Like that's the whole thing, man. And I know this is, I don't know, this is like, it's cool. And we met with Zillow and they showed us this and we shared our mission statement. It kind of all aligned and we're like, all right, cool. This is really rad, right? And when they're saying wild things out of their mouth, no one's helping them, right? Like imagine you got dropped somewhere in some country you've never been and you're lost and you're like, oh my God, I was lost in Paris with my wife and I was like in the metro and I was like freaking out and I'm like, where am I? Oh my God. I just traveled a bunch and this like, these couples like, hey, where you go? Like they just want to grab my hand. She's like, I was younger. She's like, where are you going? And I'm like, I don't know, here. It was before the internet, all this stuff. And she's like, oh, we're going that way. Come with us. And she like brought me on the metro with her, sat next to her. And she's like, oh, this is your stop. I remember being like, oh my God, thank you so much. I was so full of anxiety. And that's what we can do, you guys. We can be like, yo, where are you going? Oh, I'm one stop away from there. Let's go. Get on this metro. I don't know. That seems cool to me, right? And I'm gonna go over a couple. It says it's pending. That's the other one. Is it pending? Every house is available to set the appointment. Set the appointment on the call and then figure it out on the back end. Can someone tell them at the end of the connection call, if you set the appointment, follow the post-connection call checklist, right? Follow that thing and then go show the house. If you set the appointment and something weird happens, text me, call me, we'll figure it out. Does that make sense? And if it doesn't work out with the client or they don't meet you or whatever, you either did something, you went outside of the process and we're going to fix it, right? Or the person's a weirdo. Or it just didn't work out, right? Let's do the next one. Cool. I'm going to stop it there. Did you guys get some value from that? Give me some, can you guys give me like one or two ahas? Like what's something that stuck out with you guys that maybe you can implement or something that made you feel better or something that you learned today?
For me, I would just say just being confident and no matter what they come at you with, just acknowledge it, repeat it back, and just transition into going back to the original question you were going for, which is when can I get them in person and making that happen?
Yeah, of course, man. Yeah, 100%. Was it like 80-90% of communication is like physical, right? Like I forget the number, but you guys get it. You've heard that thing a million times. So over the phone, just hard. But when you're in front of them, you got a shot. Cool. Awesome. Any questions, you guys?
Oh, that was awesome.
Cool. Awesome. All right, guys.
Are those those rebuttals? I know like a couple of them were in our onboarding packet, but do you have all of them somewhere?
Yeah. So that's a really good question. So everyone, I'll just recap this, right? So if you go to we go to real estate, we go to the university, right? Everyone has access to our university. Everything is in here, right? If you can't find it, ping one of us in Slack. Some stuff is hard to find in here, right? But right here, new agent onboarding, the whole onboarding packet is right here, right? If you click this, and it's all actually broken up into like everything, right? So like if you need like post call checklist, offer submission, war chest, cheat sheet, and the whole workbook is here. I thought I had it open, but basically it's all in the onboarding workbook, which is in the university. All right, guys. I'll see you later.
Thank you, Joe.
My pleasure. Bye, guys.